We're back. Another week, another day, another episode of Bonding with Boogie and the Precious Perspective. And of course, it is your host, Boogie Ogun.
Okay.
Him a thee,
For sure.
him for knee,
Okay.
him the G, him who doesn't had, him who seeks,
Okay.
him with the shortest arms, him still with the longest reach, and of course, my boy.
Precious with a precious perspective. Per usual, black man, it's a pleasure to be down here with you. And today we got a very dope guest, you know what I'm saying? I look at this individual as a pioneer storyteller in the Chicago space right now, like what it is that he's doing not only for the podcast space, but just for the community and the works that he do. Like, dope black man, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, shout out to my boy, Terry.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me. That's a good intro, man.
On me.
It's one of
For sure.
that might be the best intro I've had. Man.
Because I was gonna say,
talk that talk. This is a good thing.
But first and foremost, we're gonna tell the people where they can find you. You know what it is that you do. You know what I'm saying?
I'm Terry Roseland. Y'all can find me at Terry Roseland on every platform at TerryRoseland. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything is the same joint. What do I do? For my 9 to 5, I do behavioral health, mentorship, therapy with different kids, probation kids. Right now I'm stationed at Simeon as well, so that's my alma mater. So I'm super happy about that. Outside of that, podcasting to Roses, I did podcast with my co-host Jones. Shout out to Jones. What else we do? We got the Village Mentorship Group, where we got 6 mentees in Chicago that we do personalized mentorship, meaning that they tell us what they want to do with their life, and we put them in position to get it done. We introduce them to people that's working independently in their field, that's successful, that look like them, and then we got this big event, Rose Gold, coming up March 30th, where we gonna celebrate those 6 young guys. All the ticket donations gonna go towards them. We gonna throw some suits on. It's a suit and tie event. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to celebrate them and we're going to kick it, man. We're going to send them home at 8 o'clock, though, so we can really kick it. But, you know, that's what I do pretty much, man. I when people ask me what I do, I just say I help people. That's what I try to do.
So with that being said, you know, bro was saying, you know, he gave his intro and shit. And I want to give the more of my perspective of what he was saying. I've been around for, I guess, a little minute now. So I kind of, you know, just, you know, we all kind of watched, you know, growth and just watched. And I actually, like I said, like bro was saying, like, I look at you as a pioneer. I look at you, you know, as a brother, and I look at you, you know, as inspiration, motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm blessed and grateful. You know what I'm saying, to know you. You know what I'm saying? I give you your flowers all the time. I feel like, but like I said, you always working, putting, you know, your best effort forth, and I just want to commend you on that and just say, you know, I appreciate you for, you know, being up here like this. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of guests. And I don't like to say, you know, some of the best guests, some of the whoop wop them, but this most definitely just a personal favorite appearance of mine already. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that,
you,
man.
bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that for sure.
So out of all those things, bro, like I've known you in a space of being a storyteller, essentially. I feel like all of the things that you've even introduced me to in regards to how it is you kind of offering your perspective and your voice. And that's really what we celebrate here on Bonding with Boogie and Precious Perspective. We celebrate the voice of our artists. So I'm going to ask you, when did you, whether it was as a creative or artist, whatever you want to call it, like, when did you establish your voice as a person and want to maybe tell stories in different forms of fashion?
Probably about maybe a year before I met y'all. Like,
okay, facts.
Believe it or not, bro, before most people find their confidence in like high school, they come out their shell in college and shit like that. For me, that shit happened at 30. That shit happened in 2020 when that COVID shit hit. Because we started podcasting in 2019, but I still wasn't there yet. When that COVID shit hit and I started going live, doing story time with Terry and all that shit on Instagram, that's when I found my voice. Like, that's when I realized, like, damn, people actually like to hear me talk. Before that, I was super introverted, super quiet, super I can meet a motherfucker and not speak to him again because I'm worried about whether they remember me or not. Like, and I'm still socially awkward now. Like, people don't realize that because I mask it well. Like, when we did that first show in Chicago, that Battle of the Sexes, and I was telling niggas I was nervous, I'm saying that out loud, but bro, inside, like, I'm like overly anxious, bro. Like, I'm petrified to go on this stage, bro. And like, I don't know, like, people don't see that. And I don't understand how people don't see it because to me, it's just like, I feel like I look scared right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But even when I meet people one-on-one and people like, oh man, you know, I watch your podcast dope, and they come shake my hand and shit, I be feeling like I might be coming off weird and they might be thinking I'm on some weird shit with them, but really I'm still socially, I just started talking to people 4 years ago. I don't really know how to do this shit for real.
Shout out to one keyword you said was pandemic. A lot of niggas found their way in pandemic time. Like, you know, pandemic was fucked up. It was a lot of people lost loved ones and a lot of people, but I think we've said this on the show several times. Like, we talked to and we've dealt with a lot of artists or a lot of creators who really start acting like it around pandemic time. I think I don't know if it's because niggas had more time on their hands. I don't know if it's because, but a lot of people we talk to as far as artists, like pandemic time, niggas is really like grinding. Pandemic time, you know what I'm saying?
I think it go a lot to what bro was saying in regards to being introvert. And this is just me saying this off, you know what I'm saying, listening to what he was just saying and listening to what you just said as far as the pandemic. Like, you had to kind of sit with yourself and be with yourself. Obviously, you was with the close people that you probably was fucking around with, but for the most part, you had to sit with yourself, and that being an introvert causes introspection. You start to think, you start to question, you start to and realize like, damn, I'm having a conversation like with myself. I wonder how many other people going through that, or I wonder how many other people can relate to this.
Yeah, I wanna add to that. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good.
Also during that time of the pandemic, you got to sit with yourself, and a lot of people job security was threatened. So it had you thinking like, what do I gotta do to make sure my life is good if this shit don't work out? It just gave everybody got that reality check. Like, damn. This whole structure of life that I knew and was comfortable with is not real. And that shit could be taken from me. And you never thought about that shit till the pandemic hit. And it's just like, damn, what do I really want to do?
Because we needed that. We technically didn't know how long that pandemic shit was gonna last.
Man.
And it was like a real thing. Stores was closed early, shit wasn't open. Like, it was like, damn, like what the fuck is really going on? Yeah. But and I think that's what it was. It was like niggas didn't know. And like I said, niggas open businesses. People, like I said, people really, you know, some still here, some maybe not, but a lot of people expanded whatever they was doing in the pandemic time. So like I said, shout out to pandemic. I said it once. I said it before, you know, no disrespect
to the people who was lost.
Yeah, but just as far as
a lot of black people got rich.
Just as far as what it did for the culture and what it did for this crazy to be talking about a sickness doing for the culture, but like I said, bro, it was something we needed for sure.
Yeah. And so in that, like, coming out of the pandemic, like, I bet I'm finna take this podcast and or whatever the case serious, like, and going into that confidence, because now, and I think I was telling you this off camera a couple weeks ago, we was down here chopping it up, and one thing that I appreciate about the content that you produce is it seems, even though you may, like I said, have the nervousness, whatever the case, your shit seems authentic. It seemed like you. And so at what point did you like realize that the confidence comes from the authenticity?
I made this post about what I learned in therapy, and it was about me having a sex addiction at 11 years old and being addicted to porn at like 11 years old.
Me.
And then growing up and like transferring that over to women and shit like that. And I told the whole spiel about how it all started and how it played out. And that shit got like 1 million views. And like on TikTok, it was other shit that was going viral off the podcast, but it wasn't nothing nowhere near close to maybe even 100,000. That shit did 1 million. It wasn't even about like the gratification of the number. It was like, oh, I was scared to post that shit. I recorded that shit. I didn't post that shit to maybe a month and a half after I recorded it.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not putting shit on that.
Yeah, because it's personal.
It's people I went to college with.
Yeah,
it's people like it's all everybody gonna see this shit.
Yeah.
Man, that shit went up, and it was out. And not only did I not post it till a month and a half later, I probably didn't read the comments till 3 months after I posted it, bro. I didn't know what people were saying.
On me.
So when I read the comments, it's all like, bro, I'm going through the same shit. I didn't even realize it, so I just listened to this. Like, ooh, I got the same problem. And it's so many men going through this. There's people in the comments like, bro, DM me, I want to fly you here to do this show and da-da-da. All this shit was coming. I'm like, damn, this what happened when you just be real. It's like the shit. And that was one of my deepest things to talk about. So the fact that I'm talking about something that I felt like was super personal to me and that I went through and was embarrassed about, and the reception is like, nah, we all going through this shit. It showed me that we all be going through the same shit and don't nobody be talking about it. So like, it was like, fuck the views. I just help people.
On me.
You know what I'm saying?
That early on in it or like a little while?
No, that was like 2021, G.
Okay, facts.
That was like 2021. Like, so it was some years in it. Maybe even 2022. I ain't 100% sure. But that's when I realized, like, that's when I got confident. It was like, if I could tell you that and you fuck with that,
he's talking about,
shit,
I got other shit for you. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what else is it to be ashamed of? It's like, we all just humans. Like, and it's some shit I post and people will shit on me for it, but it's also gonna be people like, nah, I feel that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the authenticity came from, man.
And I feel like with the social media shit now, I feel like I said, if you being authentic with what you saying, you like I said, certain people gonna like certain content anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's when you learn how to take criticism. You learn how to, well, not even really, because some people pay attention to the comments. Some people don't. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I was talking to somebody that said they had to cut their comments off because, you know, certain people were saying certain things and like that shit was getting to them. And I guess I'm the type of person like, I read comments and shit, and I guess I just know it's the internet. And I don't even be knowing half these people. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it wouldn't affect me. I don't feel like I'd crash out and be responding back to, you know, randoms. You know what I'm saying?
Me.
That's you?
Yeah.
You be responding?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, like I said, I don't really be like, oh, no, I be just knowing it's the internet, and I just be like, but, so with that being said, was it ever a time, like, them comments had you, like, on edge, like,
man, it's so dope you asked that question. That's what the show about this week. That's what Rosa did about this week tomorrow. Because like tomorrow. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's like, cause people, if somebody says some super dumb shit, it's like, nah. But when people kind of make a little sense, or you know, but they wrong,
facts,
or people try to paint a different narrative, like or if it's a personal post, like I posted something about like how my OG kicked me out when I was 17, and I'm damn near like fake crying a little bit in the post, like talking about the shit, talking about like how my life went after that. And like people in the comments like, man, what's her side of it? Like you probably did some wild shit. I ain't say you had no job. You was probably in the street selling drugs. You from Chicago too. And it's just kind of like, damn, like
instantly put the narrative.
This some of the worst shit that ever happened to me in my life. And you on here telling me it was my fault. And you don't even know me.
Facts.
It's hard not to respond to that, bro. It's hard not to like kind of like go the fuck off. Like, what the fuck is you?
You know, especially when you've been through that,
so I think that because I'm talking about shit that's real, because we could get on the internet. When I first started, I was still telling authentic stories, but it was so one-sided. It was like, yeah, I fucked this bitch and jumped out the window and did this and did that, and then I got more responsible and started telling about positive shit.
Yeah, those are good stories.
They was, you know. But then I got responsible, and we could do the wild. We could position ourselves as I'm this wild ass nigga, or I could position myself like I'm this great nigga. What you see niggas getting flamed up for that now was like you presenting yourself like you this great nigga, then we find out you're not.
Yeah,
it's not a lot of people talking about regret. Yeah, I'm a good nigga. I'm a decent nigga now, but I was fucked up. It's not a lot of niggas talking about shame, about guilt. So when I get in that, when I start talking about that,
being
and people comment on that, and they saying crazy shit, it's hard not to go back at somebody. Like, so I told myself like 2 days ago, I'm like, man, I'm only responding to positive comments from now on.
And that's what I was just finna kind of get into. So a lot of times when you speaking, like, where are you usually speaking from? Are you speaking from a space of, obviously, like we said, you've established authenticity to who you are, so I'm sure a lot of the things that you choose to put out there, like, to some degree have either had an effect on you experience, or look to, you know what I'm saying, it has some association with your life. And so when you speak on different topics, are you speaking from all of self or to the community that you know is listening, so to speak? Or you just speaking like, hey, this is what I'm giving y'all today. Or I know who I'm talking to, so I'm gonna kind of gauge this more so to my crowd.
I think it's perfectly both in the sense that like I was speaking so much from self that the crowd became people that relate to that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I attracted to people that relate to that. I have an avatar. Remember we did those avatars like years ago? That's who I'm talking to every time. Like still to this day, like it got a name and everything because I know a nigga who matched that avatar.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm talking to that person. Everything the podcast I write is for that person, but it's also just for myself as well. You know what I'm saying? It's for myself as well because like that person that I'm talking to is like the Urkel version of myself. I feel like I walk in the Stefan version of me.
I feel
but
like
there's an Urkel version of me, and that's who I'm talking to.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's niggas who relate to that, who like, and I always position myself like I'm not talking like I solved the problem. I'm talking like I'm walking the journey to solve the problem. So I'm not saying that I was this nigga who wasn't confident and now I'm confident and I was cheating on bitches and now I'm faithful and I was doing this and now I'm doing that. It's like, nah, I'm transitioning through life and it's a never ending transition. And y'all can walk this journey with me, but I'm never gonna talk to y'all like I got it all figured out.
For sure.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
was just gonna ask you about you. You said self. I was just gonna ask you, how do you balance self within podcasting? You know what I'm saying? Like being yourself and trying to stay authentic and trying to not offend people, you know what I'm saying, but also not, downplay who you are or not be somebody different, you know what I'm saying? Like and like even just with you say you like I know you big on therapy, just as far as dealing with the craft of podcasting, just like when you was on the lows, when you was on the highs, like how did you being you, like how do you deal with like, when shit not moving the way you want it to go, and you know what I'm saying, like how do you push through that? You know what I'm saying?
In my personal life or on a podcast?
I feel like you podcast, nigga, that is your personal life. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's different. It's different.
Okay.
Like I'll tell you this. This might not answer your question. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong. So like when I was doing story time with Terry was probably one of the worst like emotional times of life.
For sure.
Like I was like trying to work it out with my son, mom, and she was like we had fucked around in college. I did a bunch of fucked up shit. She just fucked up shit too. I did a bunch of fucked up shit, and then I did the bulk of the fucked up shit. And we tried again later. And like when we tried again later, she had throughout that time we was broke up. She had another nigga. I'm stepping back in thinking I'm still the love of your life. That was just a nigga you was fucking with. Coming to realize like, nah, this nigga is now the love of this girl life. And she couldn't stop fucking with him while she was trying to work it out with me. And it got so bad and toxic. And I'd be on the phone arguing with her. I know you finna go outside. You finna go be with this nigga. Da, 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 da. At 8 o'clock hit, boom, welcome back to Story Time with Terry. Woo, like, man. And it was just like, that shit was so crazy to even try to compartmentalize. Like that shit was like one of the craziest times. It wasn't the worst time because life was good, but emotionally, I'm fucked up behind this shit. Like for real. Like you know how that shit be. I'm talking about I'm screaming arguing with shorty. Nigga hit that live button. It's like that shit. I gotta turn that shit off, bro. Like
pull up all type of shit.
That's what I mean by like that personal shit be separate, but I don't know if that really answers the question though.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I feel like when like just watching you podcast and just like I said, and just knowing you, you know what I'm saying, personally, like I was just saying like as far as I know, like you being like what you talking about, one of the pioneers and one of the, the pod father, like damn, what was I trying to say? You being a pod father, like what I was saying was I can't even remember what I was trying to say.
I feel like you were saying like if the podcast not moving the way I wanted to go,
like
not growing the way I wanted to.
Yeah, not even that. I was saying like, okay, right. So I feel like just watching you progress throughout the years, I feel like I've watched you give, podcasting like your all. So I was more so on the like, like I said, when shit like podcasting not going right, like how do like you deal with like just like, cause I feel like personally and personal, podcasting is like personal life because you spend time in this shit. You spend money on this shit. You spend nigga, you put in effort for this shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, this nigga, to me watching, nigga, I feel like, nigga, it's personal life too. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean technically like your kids, but it's a part of your personal life. This is what you're doing. This is what, you know what I'm saying? This is an art that I feel like you do your 9 to 5, and I also know this damn near your 9 to 5 too. As far as me on the outside looking in, that's what I know you from doing podcasts. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like, balancing the personal life. But like I said, you kind of hit me with the story with your BM, man. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I'll say this though, when a podcast shit not going right? It's all perspective based. So what's going right? Me. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I didn't expect this shit to be easy.
For sure.
So my expectation wasn't like, I'm going to drop this and it's going to go. I never expected that. Because again, coming from a nigga who was an introvert, socially, I'm always thinking about what people think of me, or I ain't really cool. Like, damn, do I tuck my shoes behind my tongue or put it out? I always was that overthinking ass nigga. So I never thought I was going to drop some shit and go crazy. I expected nobody to listen to this shit. So I always had the mind state like, this is going to be uphill. So I don't know what going right. Like, I never looked at it like, I looked at it like it's gonna take a lot of work, but also I don't know, bro. Like, it's just kind of like defining what success is for myself, and also a lot y'all play a big role in this shit as far as like keeping it going, because again, it's other people involved, so I'm thinking about that too. The more people that got involved, the more I'm like, man, I'm gonna be real, bro. If y'all wouldn't have came along, this shit probably wouldn't have lasted, right? Like, it's easy for me to look back in hindsight with everything that's worked right and say like, oh yeah, regardless if this didn't happen, I was gonna do this shit anyway. It's easy to say that, but in reality, like, I was gonna burn out trying to edit this shit every week. Like, if real wasn't here to sit behind that board, I wouldn't, like, with the shit I got, I wasn't gonna be able to sit there but without that technology and somebody to run that, I was not going to be able to sit here and edit this shit. I would have burnt the fuck out. I would have been, man, fuck that podcast. This shit take too much time, too much bread. The energy that you brought to Terry Roseland podcast when people was, man, where the fuck Boogie at? Ooh, I probably would have skipped some weeks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could say that about if Cam wouldn't have showed up for me to have a solid person there to do it with me and play off of every week, like, it's so, like, I could go down a whole list of an essential role that every person played, bro. Like,
that Cam,
I would have stopped, G.
That Terry Roseland show with Cam, that was platinum in the hood, man.
We needed it. Like, that's what made me like commit for like the super long term. Like, I was already locked in. Obviously, we made a studio, we did all type of shit, so I was super locked in. But at the same time, that was like proof, like, all this shit worked. Like, I remember the day you first came. And you was in the living room.
Yeah, fucking with Jarvis in the show.
Yeah, I remember the first day you came. Like, when you was in the living room, right? And we was kicking it and da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, bro, funny as hell. Like, he kicked. And that, even you showing up saying, like, you was the first nigga who came to watch us podcast. What does that do for me as a person that's creating content to fuck this internet shit and how many people watch on the internet? It's a nigga who feel like, this is how I'm finna spend my Thursday. I'm finna come watch these niggas talk.
It became every show. Like, it was Reggie's show, I'd pop up. It was like whoever was recording upstairs, I was there on that day.
Think about how validating that is, though, to the person that's creating it, to say like, damn, it's somebody who think that this shit is dope enough to. So I'm gonna keep doing this shit a little bit longer. I remember the first day he showed up. He was sitting right there on the couch with Shu.
Because I invited my closest friend. I wouldn't have brought nobody here that I was like, I was, because it was kind of my thing. Like, I didn't even really want niggas to know about what I was doing. That was my way of kicking it. Because I'm that type of nigga with, like, I just like kicking it and being around love. You know what I'm saying? So that became my, who's shooting today? Reggie shooting, clips in them shooting, you shooting. And I, so then, like, that's who I be with all the time. Real Duncan. So I'm like, fuck it. bro, this what I be having going on. And like I said, I just brought every close nigga that I had around me to the shit.
When he showed up, bro, again, I'm socially awkward. So I'm like, bro, look like he kind of on some hush a little bit, like, all right, cool. But these TJ homies, so it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. But what I ever expected that he was going to be a part of bro was quiet. He didn't even talk. For sure. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like.
He didn't know you niggas for real.
Bro, but, nigga, I threw a kickback January 2021. I didn't know Cam. I didn't know Ramey. I didn't know Jody. They didn't know each other. They was all there. You know what I'm saying? They was all, I got the pictures of all them in the crib. None of us knew each other. I didn't know none of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like bro, this shit was like some God shit, bro. So thinking about how it all played out, like when cause I'm sitting back, like seeing it all play out over the years, and I'm just like, nah, this shit's supposed to happen.
Facts. Cause it was just random. It was very much so random.
It was, but it wasn't though.
Yeah,
like,
facts. You're right. And I tell Benny all the time, I be like, bro, I say, I appreciate you for doing what you was doing with Terry for when you was doing it. Cause I said, like, that's my boy. So like I coming initially to see my boy, because it was Benny, it was James, it was Big Cuz. So coming to see them and just be like, damn, I actually fuck with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I feel like, and I'm going to interrupt, because I feel like for you, like you said, being around that love, but also being around something that you do. You talk shit. You damn near be in the mix. You so to kind of vibrate in a space where it's like, oh, damn, this is something that's new in the sense of podcasting, and but nigga, we not, and you having your radio TV background, all this shit, this kind of is reaching a home spot for you damn near, because it's like shit, I could come back and reoccurring, hear niggas' perspectives, hear people's opinions, all that different type of stuff. And so going back to that idea of the voice and speaking and storytelling, all that, like you said, having kind of like the live audience helped in the validation of it. And so what made you want to, I guess, keep exploring to the point that, like you said, it was a team. It's a team. Like you said back, it's other people that this can involve, but I feel like that had to come from a space of you wanting that. So what allowed you to be like, I bet, as a motherfucker who is an introvert, who not really accustomed to different people, personalities, all in your personal space, what allowed you to be like, oh, nah, I do see you being good in this realm, or I do see you being effective in this spot type shit? Or you think it kind of just meshed or formed itself?
Nah, it just kind of meshed. Like, if I had to say, like, I feel like Ramey, for example, she'll be a good example of that. Like, Ramey told me she was listening to the podcast because she randomly came across it when she was in college in Louisiana. Right? And then I just so happened to start like dating her best friend in Chicago. So that's why she came around. But she would come to the show and sit, and she felt like, damn, I was listening to this nigga and now I got access to this nigga, so let me come sit and watch. And when the show went off, every single time she'd start asking me a bunch of questions. She's like, I ain't want to ask you this during the show, but da-da-da-da. And I'm like, why the fuck you ain't ask me this shit during the show? These is like great questions. I was like, you know what? Your questions is so good. Why don't you just write the show? Like, why don't you just, I'm going to give you a topic and you write like 7 questions on the topic. And then she just da-da-da. So it made sense. Boogie was always just entertaining effortlessly. Like, he didn't even need like a question to be asked or whatever. Like, he was just good at like natural off the hip entertainment. And it doesn't have to be just, another thing I know is when it wasn't, we looked at this shit like it was funny because it was always funny, but the shit have like some meaning,
real meaning and value. Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, which is
exactly
unique though. Like, niggas should either be funny and pointless or they be deep. You ain't usually get a lot of that's like some old soul shit. Like, you talk to an old nigga who be like funny, but
some Dick Gregory type.
Exactly.
Dick Gregory.
So it's one of those. That's why I said that the other day. I'm like, this is gonna be a funny old nigga. Like, when he old, he gonna be a funny ass nigga. So you know, I just feel like everything just took place, and then it's like the more people show because everybody got value walking the earth, period. It's just like, can you bring that out? In what space can you, like, how does that look? How does that work? You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like one thing is, it's certain energy you can't deny. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as far as, like I said, I showed the effort to just come around all the time and just watch. Ramey showed the effort to, she was randomly listening and found out she had access to come around. You and Cam did whatever y'all did, and it turned out to be a good thing. And you brought home the show, and you know, because she brought, so like it's certain energy and certain people. Like I said, I feel like you said, it's crazy. Like it was supposed to happen because everything came together, different personalities, different walks of life, you know, but similar, you know what I'm saying? Because we all niggas, we all from where we from, and just, you know, we all been outside. But like I said, it is just like a beautiful, like, it's art how it came together. It's real life art. It's, you know what I'm saying, even back to the fucking Reggie days, and you know what I'm saying, like it's just TJ, you know. But I don't see TJ as much as I used to, but like I said, it's just
yeah. And it's important too to note, like, I'll be looking back at my life and I'll be like, damn, like I was hitting certain speed bumps that I wouldn't have got over unless this nigga got me over the speed bump. And it might be like he met me at the speed bump and drug me over the shit, or he hollered at me before I got to the speed bump and tell me, when you get right here, this is what you got to do.
Facts.
And like y'all all play that role too. I look back and look at like my cousin who let me stay with him when I ain't had nowhere to stay with. Like this certain teacher, and I had a teacher like in junior college that caught me up from 8th grade to college math. Like that nigga was locked in with me. Like, bro, you got to figure this shit out.
I would have been that nigga.
Like, you feel me?
Oh, damn, I wish I could meet him now.
Like,
I'm probably that nigga right now. Yeah.
And, but y'all played that role in different ways as well, right? So like even with TJ, like none of us would be sitting right here if it wasn't for TJ. So it's like a lot of shit that I feel like TJ, I was mad at TJ for not doing. You know what I'm saying? Because he committed to it. Yeah, he committed to like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I mean, he ain't, you know what I'm saying? But it's like getting to know a nigga in biz, because this nigga been my friend for forever, but getting to know him in business is like, he gonna put some bread up, but he not gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? But if TJ gave me that I did a podcast, I wouldn't have never done no shit like this. Like story, ever, TJ, bro. Yeah,
TJ.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody, and even on the family aspect, right? Like, because I got, like, honestly, I got like abandonment issues type shit because of family, being the only child, not da-da-da, and then my parents kicking me out and shit. So it's just like, I be taking my friendships serious, like serious. Like this is like, I don't have siblings. I don't have like close family bonds. So when I'm friends with a nigga, this is my dog type shit. Like, so when this shit got close, it was like close. And I'm gonna tell y'all when it got like real close, like real life type shit. 'Cause it been cool for a long time. The day that y'all got shot, G, that shit changed everything. Like, I remember where I was at and everything. I was with this chick, and Jody called me. She crying and shit. And, like, the shit was crazy because we didn't know what was finna happen. You know, you hear some niggas get shot. You don't know what the fuck finna happen. Y'all know how that
stories
shit
change.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of it'd be a lot of that nigga doing fine.
I got hit 3 times in the back. It was
not even that. His name just
no, but I'm saying the stories was that niggas was calling me like, bro, I thought you was dead. They say you got shot, hit your head. I'm like, bro, man, who said this?
But it even be them stories like, oh, he doing just fine. Woo woo. 2 days later, oh, his lung collapsed. He over with. Like, damn, like what the fuck? Like, so it was like real.
Niggas died a week later.
It was real concern around that. But when it came to this, it was like, in my mind, again, like, what keep you going when shit not going right? When just other people involved, it's not about you, it's bigger than you. So I'm thinking, my mind state was like, damn, if we stop doing this, what is Real and Boogie gonna be? Like, what is this keeping them away from? That's when that reality set in. Like, what is this podcast shit keeping them away from? Like, with that extra idle time they got. And there's another thing, realizing, just paying attention to everybody's story. This nigga was a drum major. Right? And he was like, you was a drum major from what grade? So from freshman year, right?
He was the drum major.
So you could have went to HBCU or went to da-da-da. Okay, cool. That was that. Cam was on fucking 106 in Park. I was a city champion boxer in 6 months. Beat a nigga I was 15, beat a nigga who's boxing since he was 6. My coach wouldn't let me go to state and regionals because he felt like I wasn't ready, but the nigga I beat won nationals. You was a poet. I feel like everybody in FC Network was kind of on their second run of like, damn, I was cold at some shit and I fumbled it and this is my second chance. So I'm looking at it like that too, like, damn, this shit ain't even really about podcasting all the way. This shit just on some like
It's a redemption story.
it mean more. That's what be keeping that shit going too for me. Is just like this shit means a lot. That's why when we had the FC Network, the end of it, that's why I was crying, bro. I'm like, damn, bro, like y'all niggas ain't never met my cousins. Y'all niggas ain't never met my parents. Ain't never met nobody, bro. Like y'all ain't never seen nobody in my family come to nothing we ever done, bro. It be me and y'all. Like, you know, I meet y'all parents and shit. Y'all my people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that shit mean a lot too, bro. Like this shit be deep. Like,
yeah, for sure. And just
you know what I'm saying?
And like I said, I just want to let you know the pivotal, like I said, you the point guard, nigga. You Jason Kidd, you're Steve Nash, you're the greatest. Like I said, you just I'm the type of nigga who take the friends shit seriously as well. I'm the type of nigga like I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I'll make a nigga my brother quick, but it's only certain niggas though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you know what I'm saying? It's certain niggas that I pull up for, it's certain niggas that I do for, it's certain niggas that I, you know what I'm saying, I argue with you, hate you, but you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't got no other option but to deal with each other. But we had our disagreement. But beyond all that though, just as far as like what you said, is just as far as how everybody helped. I just want to thank you for like I said, I tell it all the time, him, nigga, my poem of poem, like nigga, and like I said, I've been writing poetry. Like I said, you knew about the event that was going on, and you told me to pop out for it. No, you said you were going, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna write. And I know you was probably thinking like, nigga, you don't write poetry. And like I said, I just want to thank you for that poem, that him poem. It kind of like accelerated my life a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like it got me back doing something that I have not done in a very long time.
But I feel like that goes exactly into what Terry was just saying in regards to that idea that all of these people are having the opportunity to do something that, and even if it's not exactly what you was doing, which in your case, that just happened to how it worked out as far as poetry. But like, it's like, nah, here's motherfuckers who want to do something. You know what I'm saying? That, and they can see themselves excelling in a way, and then they're like that, hey, this shit really can pop off. Even if not pop off, right? Because I feel like that be the thing. A lot of times people look at shit for the gratification of like money, all that different type of shit. But pop off in the sense of everybody's able to get something from it. And so that's what I appreciate about you the most, bro, in the sense that like you had pie and you shared it with niggas as introverted as you is not good with your own family type shit. You saw an opportunity to not only build yourself, but build other people up. And that's what I feel like even going into the Roses Are Dead platform, I appreciate you being able to uplift these young men in the community, you know what I'm saying? And what they've been through. And that's why I call you a pioneer. That's why I say you one of them ones that's stepping, because I've seen you step.
And it transitions just from not, you know, just his show just going into different versions of his show,
of
from
stepping up,
different hosts, different, and still like rising to greatness. You know, I'm still rising to greatness, still keeping the people interested and entertained, like just watching you, like just like I said from the very beginning upstairs, like, and how your shit was entertaining, and I knew like, damn, I fuck with this nigga. Like I said, we didn't know each other, but you know, watching, I was coming for clips in them, Benny and them. Then I was like, fuck it, bro, them got a show, and you and I, like I said, you was open enough to let me in your domain. You knew bro and them, but you ain't really know me. They brought me, you know what I'm saying? So you brought me in, and like I said, I'm just the type of nigga that vibe, and I'd be cool with anybody, bro. And like I said, it was just like, you allowed me in, and I saw what you was doing, and it was like something that, like I said, this the type of shit that I like. And it was like, I just could never leave. Like I was addicted to it. Like I needed to know what day niggas was doing what, so I could come, and like, I'm just like, and like I said, we done been outside so long and been around crowds and been around just certain stuff. So it just felt good to kind of just like how you said you ain't know what it was keeping me in real from. Like, but the shit you was doing, and when I was just coming to kick it, it was just like lounge time for me, just to relax, just to not be working, just to not be thinking about my kid, my lady, or whatever I was dealing with at the time. Like, it gave me a time to just sit back, relax, smoke one, drink, and just real life be entertained and have live and can see it live. Like, you sitting on the live set of Martin, or you sitting on the live. That's the way I looked at y'all. I always put you on a pedestal because you was the only nigga that I knew that was doing something like this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why, like I said, I just want to say I appreciate you. And I just want to say, like I say, you are great, and you bring out the greatness in everything around you, bro.
I appreciate
everything
that.
around you.
I want to say two things, right? Number one, when it comes to that live audience, this one thing why that was special to me, because it made me realize, and I didn't realize that till that started happening, was that people would be worried about their online numbers, right? So let's say you post a podcast and people be getting millions of views on podcasts. Say you post and 50 people watch it, you get 50 views on YouTube total. Motherfuckers would be like, that's a fail. Like 50 people looked at this shit. If 50 niggas showed up to watch you podcast in person every week, you would never stop.
Sure. Shout out to them 50 niggas.
Them 50 people who viewed your shit, they couldn't show up in person. They lived, so some of them live out of town, some of them had to be at work, some of them had to be with their kids, some of them can listen in the morning. But they tune in every week, 50 people. But you looking at it like it ain't shit. We was in this basement, it was maybe 8 to 12 people. Like, remember we used to do the show over there and it was people sitting back here.
We had real life.
Nigga, we felt lit off 8 motherfuckers being here.
So, because it was niggas that wanted to be here every week.
Laugh and vibe.
You know what I'm saying? And it used to be hectic. Niggas in the background talking. But it was niggas that you could have been anywhere in the world.
But if them 8 people on the internet, motherfucker give up on them 8 people. Motherfucker say, man, fuck this shit. Ain't nobody listen to this shit. But there's 8 people who like, nah, I want to hear what bro gotta say.
The same exact 8 people that's looking forward to what you're doing.
Yeah.
The fact that it's not a high number, you're then to blow your 8 people off.
For sure. So, like, you was the first nigga who came consistently to sit and watch me podcast, right? So it's like, you could be looking at it like I gave you an opportunity, right? But like, I didn't give you nothing that you didn't give me, because you made me feel validated to keep going. So I'm returning the favor. Like, all y'all could be looking at it like, oh, this nigga looked out. Like, bro, I'm returning the favor. You just don't know that. You just don't know what it meant to me that you came and sat and gave a fuck about what I had to say. For sure. You know what I'm saying? A real might not know what it meant to me to. You're not finding a nigga to come record your podcast for 3 years and not get a check.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? A direct check. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker got different, we do different shit, whatever, but it's not happening, bro. It's not, bro. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I ain't give y'all nothing that I owe y'all. Like, you feel me? Like, I've just how this shit all went and what it meant to me. And I might never expressed it up front, but in real life, it's just like, it wasn't just like, oh, yeah, this nigga funny, let me put on, like, nah, bro, this nigga show up every time, bro. Like, he really like, nah, get this nigga a mic, bro. And this nigga funny as shit. Like, get this nigga a mic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna figure it out. Like, I was nigga on the show, fuck it, come on. Like, it's whatever, shit. We can do whatever. So,
and you done been in it now, like you say, for a time, but you've rebranded in that time. And so, I ain't gonna stunt on some Titty Boy 2 Chainz type shit. Speak on the importance of, like, not staying in the same phase. You know what I'm saying? How you swapped out Terry Rose. And I feel like, again, going back to your journey, you've always been, or at least to the point that I've, you know what I'm saying, engaged in content. Yeah. You've been, and I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to backtrack real quick. As a reformed liar, because you've talked about lying in the past, what's more important to you, honesty or transparency?
Transparency.
Bet.
Yeah.
And so in that space, how important, or when do you know when to grow, rebrand, let go, acknowledge who it is you was and what it is you've done, but be like, all right, this is no longer serving me the way that it did type shit. So maybe I should explore.
Move on, yeah.
I look at it like I tell my son all the time. Like, just like words got definitions, your name got a definition. So when somebody say, you know, my name, what does that mean? Like, I tell my son, like, if we was in boxing and a nigga coach say, oh, you finna go against Carter, is he like, oh, I'm finna kick ass, or he like, oh shit, I got a long day. Your name means something. It's a definition. It could mean soft. It could mean tough. It could mean dependable. It could mean unreliable. It could mean a lot of shit. So Terry Roseland podcast meant something because of what I was talking about. I grew out of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's inauthentic to stay in a space that you really not in real life. Like when Future say, I don't even use the drugs I talk about. That's crazy to me. Like that's insane. Not only are you influencing a whole
at this point
fucking like generation of drug addicts, like, you know what I'm saying? But also, how are you even coming up with this shit that you're not doing? It's almost hard to believe that he's not doing this shit. Because it sounds too good. Like you painting a picture. Like are you writing this shit?
It's
like,
drug music. You know what I'm saying? Great music, yeah.
So for me it's like, all right, Terry Roseland podcast, that's my name. So that could have Terry Roseland podcast, and I named it that because I grew out of story time on some like, I don't got no more stories. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told all the stories.
Like that no more.
So like now, let me just name it Terry Roseland podcast because I never grow out of that.
Facts.
That's how I felt. It's gonna be Terry Roseland podcast forever. But I realized that Terry Roseland podcast means something to people, even though that's my name. That shit represents being wild, being this, being it just a person that I'm not no more. So I gotta move the 8-ball and do something different. Now, Roses I did, to me, the way it's set up, that's the nigga I'm gonna be. I left space to say, like, I don't want to keep changing the name, so let me make something that I could continuously grow into that I might not have to change. But in real life, I might fucking get married and go through a divorce and be a red pill nigga and say, you know what, fuck it. Roses is super fucking dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
double dead.
Like, so it's like, so I'm a rebrand whenever necessary, but it's just like, it gotta just be authentic. Like, you can't just continuously do something that you're not feeling no more. And like, you can, because you can still go viral doing. We see, like we just talked about, we see a lot of niggas out here who doing shit that's not authentic to who they are, and they successful. I can't do it. I don't want to do it.
Because that's not who you are. And
so before we wrap it up with a personal perspective, I just want to say I appreciate you for standing on your name, for living in your name, for knowing that your name is the representation of you. And the most important thing you got is, your word and your name. You know what I'm saying? That's what niggas know you by. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, I just want, once again, give you your flowers and just, let you know I appreciate you. Let you know, everything you've done or everything we've done for each other. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. Like I say, it's an honor. It's an honor to know you. It's an honor to be, you know what I'm saying, to call you family, to call you my brother, to call you, and just to watch your journey, to watch each other's journey, to watch everybody progress. And at that, I'm going to give it to Precious.
Before we go off, before you do that, because we don't gotta stick to the 8 o'clock. If y'all want to go longer, we can. If not, it's cool.
Oh, for sure.
But so whatever y'all want to do. But go ahead though. If you want.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to say this. I don't know if we finna get off right now, because if we are, I want to say something. But if we not, we can just do whatever.
Pop your shit.
All right, cool, whatever. So
I just assumed we was. So but go ahead.
Go.
I want to say I want to say this, right? So. For you, for Boogie, so people that's listening, for Boogie in particular, I think that like you are gifted, right? And I think that we talked about this last week, but when you gifted, it's easy to ignore the gift or to not pour into it because it comes so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like when I grew up boxing, the best niggas in the gym was the laziest, because as kids, you so special that you don't gotta try, and you get used to being better than everybody around you because the coach could teach us this new technique and all this shit. And it take me a month to pick up on that shit. And it took you 2 days because you just special like that. You know what I'm saying? So when coach walk out and say, "Hey, all y'all do 100 push-ups," and coach walk out, I'm doing my 100 because I know I need to do this 100. This nigga lazy as shit. He not doing nothing, but he can still whoop my ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's easy to not pour into the gift because it comes so easy to you until this nigga go to nationals and everybody know how to do the whoop whoop wop. So when you was in the gym with us, you do the whoop whoop wop, everybody like, oh, this nigga cold. This is the coldest nigga I ever seen. When you go to nationals, every nigga in there could do that.
Got that
right?
repertoire.
So I think to challenge yourself, I want to see you go out into the world and go to the national poetry slam and do this and do that, because it's gonna push you to, like, you know, not just be the coldest nigga in town, but the coldest nigga, period. And I
be
think
the coldest niggas at nationals.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's gonna, and I think that's what's gonna make you say, I'm doing this every day. Cause you gonna meet a nigga and you gonna be like, oh, this what I gotta go up against? Yeah. Bet. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when you hear, and it's like, every time we do this, like everybody going crazy over me every time, it's easy to say, nigga, I ain't finna write shit tomorrow. I got this shit. It's easy to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see you like really push out and like pursue that shit on the highest level, so it could just it could just make you get really in your bag and surprise yourself. Shit.
Sure. Go yard bag. That's the bag
sure.
they got now. Go yards.
Go yards.
The kids doing the go yard bags, right?
Yeah.
I gotta get my go yard bag, whatever that is, guys. I'm old.
I feel that, and I feel like, man, everything that he just said was very much so valid. I think that being, and then like we established early on in the show, like for me, a lot of this shit is sport. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I consider myself a good sport. I ain't really no nigga who out here, I guess, trying to be the best at anything, because I already know, like, talk about the confidence and all that different type of shit. I know who I am. So it's like I enjoy seeing iron sharpen iron. I enjoy coming around and seeing like other motherfuckers thrive and be the best at what it is that they do. And I think that, in all honesty, that's something that from the moment bro introduced me to the space, I wanted to stick around, because it's like, oh man, this all motherfuckers in here. Me obviously growing up with Boogie, growing up with Real, like it's all motherfuckers in here that's mission minded. And I think at the time that I kind of attached myself, like it was like I got a vision and I'm getting a lick on something on my end too. So let me like learn, because you know I'm the youngest out of everybody. So I'm just sitting back damn near soaking up game for real. Like, damn, this, and to see FC, like you said, kind of grow into a family, and more so than just like all these niggas who, like you say, I'm just using him for the laughs or the entertainment aspects. Like,
it's
nah,
real, it's
like,
real love. It's real.
On me, yeah.
It's real, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's like I said, and I just, and it's crazy because just being the nigga that I am, there's just, like I said, being outside, had me and my niggas been outside for so long, just having a lot of friends, knowing a lot of people, but just building, and like I said, just building, and like I said, not to count on anybody, but just building a list of people that you know you could call on. You know what I'm saying? And certain people do not have that. And when I mean call on, I mean for mental purposes, for spiritual purposes, for financial purposes, just you know what I'm saying, not like I said, and not to like just say like it's just an aspect of just making it sound like, but just to know you got people that do care and will come through for you, vice versa, and just watching how it could be anybody, people that you didn't know 20 years ago, people that you didn't know all your life, people that you just met a month ago, people that you just, and just, you know what I'm saying, just knowing that life just brings people together, and you know what I'm saying, just energy and just, you know, vibes, and just, you know what I'm saying, just, and just to know positivity, because that's one thing I preach is positivity, because I've been through so much and I remain positive through everything. I always know I'm gonna be good tomorrow. I always know I'm that nigga even when somebody try to make me feel like I'm not. There's no way you can tell me I'm not. It's nothing that is nothing. Is as long as I wake up and I breathe air, it's nothing that you could tell me that's worse than not being able to breathe, not being able to take care of the people around me, not being able to take care of my kids, not being able to. And we was talking about the pop thing. The pop. I'm a poet when I want to be. I don't care about popping. I just care about leaving and making sure people know. And you gonna know. You know already. And that's gonna be a memory in your mind forever. I never cared about popping. I never cared about the financial aspect of just. And like I say, I would like to get some money doing it, but like I said, I just never cared about that. I just always want to just leave that mark. Like he was being authentic when he was doing his thing. I'm gonna remember him forever, regardless how big he got to certain eyes, or I'll be big in your heart forever, because that's just, there's no other option. And I leave that impression with pretty much everybody, and I don't be trying to be. That's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I just like I said, on bonding with Boogie and the Precious perspective, like I said, being a show, just as far as like looking at the Terry Roseland podcast and Roses I did, watching you do what you've been doing, and on the outside, well, not even on the outside looking in, but to me, being and I'm not gonna say a smaller podcast to you, but just knowing that I know someone of your stature, you know what I'm saying, and just watching you doing everything that you're doing, like I said, it's an inspiration, it's motivation, it's and just I'm just appreciative of having people that naturally and like really believe in me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because without y'all, like I said, without y'all serving that purpose, like I said, whenever we went to that poetry thing, I wasn't writing poetry before that. Yeah. I was writing poetry before that, but I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
And like I said, you put it on my mind to do it just by telling me you was going, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm riding out with you. I knew it was gonna be some little bitches that I was there for all the wrong reasons. I was there to show out. I was there to really flex and show out for real, because I'm like, damn, this nigga don't know I write poetry, or even used to. Because at that point, I was not. I was not writing poetry. But that's how cold I am with it. So it was like, I'm going to write a poem just for this specific event. Because bro said he was going, it's going to be a poetry event. I'm going to show out. It might be some hoes there. That's just the brain that I was thinking about it as. Because like you said, when it's natural, you know, the niggas go hoop. And niggas go hoop because they know they finna bust. Yeah, they finna ball. Yeah, they know they finna ball niggas. They know they finna ball niggas. They know they ain't even go to practice all week. Allen Iverson, they ain't even go to practice, but they just got it. The bitches finna be in the crowds cheering. And that's kind of how, when you know what I'm saying, when you had me go to that, that's kind of how I was looking at it. And after that, you kind of had me, I was still looking at it like that. Until this day, still looking at it like that. But it's more, like I said, you at least got me back into the craft. Just to be a little consistent to none still, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's a new day, a new year, a new, just like I said, it's just, like I said, I appreciate everybody that's, you know, just been a part of the Bonding with Boogie and Precious perspective.
It's been a year now.
Yeah, on me.
Right?
Yeah,
for Bonding Boogie?
On me, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think also I would, for y'all, this is for you as well. Or even primarily, paying attention to like evidence. Like I'm big on that. Like I had somebody tell me like, oh, I had this idea and it didn't really go nowhere, but I submitted it to the Steve Harvey show, and the next day I submitted it to Steve Harvey, and nephew Tommy talked about it on air, but I never, my nigga, that's evidence that shit is gonna work. For me, one nigga showing up was evidence that if it's one nigga that'll show up, I know I could get 10. If I get 10, I get 50. If I get 50, I get 1,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like the evidence that like y'all know how to plan. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the entertainment aspect down packed. Y'all got the consistency down packed. Like all of the evidence over a year of what y'all done. And then when you look at the niggas at the top and say like, is this nigga actually better than me? Like fuck the views and all that. At just doing what we do this guy speak better than me? And not just the one nigga, but all the niggas. And you got these niggas not better than me.
Yeah, on me.
What are they? Are they more dedicated than me? Are they more maybe? But they not better than me. So it's like, what's the? And I think that like, I think that once y'all get that vision of really seeing it and knowing, like I got a year worth of evidence. I know that it could be at this level.
Yeah,
I know that. You get what I'm saying? Because everything else y'all got, bro, you bring calmness to every space you at. You bring clarity to every space you at. You know what I'm saying? planning, like how you popped out, I got 50 episodes written out. I'm like, oh, this nigga cold. I ain't never wrote 50 episodes at once or nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, all of that, bro, like I think all the ingredients are there. Y'all gotta cook. You know what I'm saying? Like all the ingredients is there. Like y'all gotta have that vision to see it, but y'all got all the evidence, bro. Like everything is needed for real.
And I feel like in rapping with a Precious perspective, at the end of the day, where all of it is show up. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's the common factor in all of this, all of the connection. How you know, painted the picture of Cam and Jody and Ramey showing up to the kickback. How Lance or Boogie showed up to, you know what I'm saying, the pods upstairs. Real show up to, it's like, it's really, and I hate to sound cliche, but the present is called what it is because it's truly a gift. You being able to be in a moment of difference, be in a moment of action, because everything else, either it happened already, so you reflecting on it or pondering on it, or you thinking about it happening because it's the future. So it ain't necessarily happened yet, but you wondering. But when you got the ability to show up and then share, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a recipe for shit, the best equation, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I appreciate more so than anything about this whole journey, especially in it being here. Everybody was willing to show, and it didn't come in the ways that, like you said, even bringing up TJ, like it didn't come in a way that maybe a motherfucker said or thought it was supposed to, but showed up when they need to. I always tell people, I trust people to be who they are.
What DMX
Fuck
said.
my expectation. You know what I'm saying? Fuck who I want you to be. I trust you to be a person. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so again, rapping with a Precious perspective. Just be there, be on point, show up, and when it's your time to get it, you'll know what to do.
And shout out to you, Terry, for being our first guest of 2025.
Oh, nice. I appreciate that.
We haven't had a guest in a while, and you've been our first guest. 2025, wrapping up Bonding with Boogie, Precious Perspective. Be on the lookout. New content, new episodes, obviously every Sunday, 7 a.m. drops. Everywhere podcasts can be heard, listened to, and we out.